Tangent ratio is one of three major primary trig ratios we're going to be learning about. We're focusing on tangent today. Once you get the hang of this, the other two, which we'll go over on Tuesday after our quiz Monday, will be very straightforward. Now, this is a symbol we have not seen before. This is to represent an unknown angle. Okay, essentially represents an angle that we don't know the measurement of, so we call it maybe angle A in this case. So, what this says is tan, which is a button on your calculator you guys are used to seeing, I'm sure, but never used yet. And tan represents a very elaborate equation. We have the calculator to do that elaborate equation for us because we don't want to be plugging these numbers in ourselves. It becomes very difficult. Okay, so tan of an angle is equal to the opposite side of the triangle divided by the adjacent side of the triangle. What does that mean? Well, let's say we're talking about actual angle A in this case. I'll call this theta because we don't know what it is. The very first thing we're going to work on is setting up tangent ratio. Now, we spoke about this before. If this is angle A, what would be considered side A? Yeah, which is what someone said the word. What was it? The opposite. That's the word I'm looking for. The opposite. It's opposite of that angle, which obviously means that side A must be the opposite side in our tangent ratio. So if we're going to set up tangent ratio, we know tan theta, that's the unknown angle, is equal to side A divided by, and now adjacent is the other side we need to get. I'm going to put the other two letters here. This will be a C, this will be a B. Okay? Now, this is a specific triangle. What type of triangle is this? Tangent ratio only works with right angle triangles. We cannot use this with a non-right angle triangle. Has to be right angle. If we have a right angle triangle, we already have the name of one of the sides. Does anyone know what that is? Yes, what side is that? B, that's right. In a right angle triangle, the longest side, or the side opposite of the right angle, is always the hypotenuse. Always. Oh, not sure what happened there. Okay, this is always the hypotenuse, which means adjacent. Anyone know the meaning of adjacent?
Shares a common angle.
Yeah, very good. It shares a common angle. It means to touch, to be just touching something. So adjacent, in this angle, we have two sides touching it. Okay, one of them is the hypotenuse. That will never change. It will always be considered the hypotenuse, which means by deduction, what side is the adjacent side?
B.
C, right? We already have a name for B. A is our opposite side. We just spoke about that, right? This is our opposite, which by deduction means C must be our adjacent side, okay? So if this is our adjacent side, this is our opposite side, tan theta is equal to A over, and the adjacent side is known as C, okay? So we've set that up. But tangent ratio is completely dependent on what angle we're speaking about. So let's say we recreate the exact same triangle. Okay? Same triangle, same letters. We have our A, B, and our C. But in this case, let's say we're looking for this angle down here. This is our theta. Okay? Well, tangent is, again, tangent theta is equal to, I'm going to represent it with O over A. That means opposite over adjacent. Okay, instead of writing out the whole word. Well, we have our sides, C, A, and B. In this case, tan theta is equal to, which is considered the opposite side here? That's right. This is our opposite. Okay, so C divided by, what is our adjacent side in this case? A, right? B is already the hypotenuse. This is our adjacent. And of course, this is the hypotenuse.
So are they going to give us numbers?
Yeah, we're going to get to that eventually. So, that is the very first thing I want you to be able to do, is to set up tangent ratio. Very straightforward, but realize and make this connection when going through. When we were talking about angle A, tangent theta was A over C. When we were talking about angle C, tangent theta was C over A. Do you see how it became the reciprocal? It flipped. Okay, keep that in mind. It completely depends what angle we're talking about on how we're going to set up our ratio. It will change depending on the angle.